colored squares, flashing light, in bold, disco night. Colored squares, flashing light, in bold, colored squares, flashing.
You might have seen in the past my previous projects where I was cutting my items, and I hope it inspired you too to learn how to make dresses, shorts, skirts, blouses and so on. What I decided to do here is to modify a recently bought Boohoo flowery boiler shorts which I purchased from boohoo.com, and as you can see it has got massive sleeves, beautiful shorts, and I really like that, but it was plain and simple. So I added this lace which I purchased on eBay some time ago. I tend to buy my laces on bulk, so like say for 20 meters or 40 meters of lace, and just keep it. I have got bags of this kind of laces which are very beautiful, and I apply them on different projects. I also applied those crystals, you saw them, which I have glued them using a glue gun, and look how beautiful this boiler suit now is. I also cut the sleeves, as you can see here, for a more summery look, and I really like that because the air can pass much easier through everything, especially since I've got such a long hair which keeps me warm all the time. The next step is to make the tassels. So as you can see here, I already made one tassel. So I'm going to take you through what you need in order to make tassels. Of course, you need the knitting yarn, and this one I purchased it recently from Amazon. So I placed an order and I got it the next day because I'm a Prime member. I wanted something very cheap to get it very fast, so I paid only £2.40, which is great value for money. I didn't use much. Most of it, probably 90 grams remained, or 85 grams, and I'm pretty happy with it. You also need beads. I'm using 4 types of beads for these tassels. You need also thread, a very strong thread, and scissors. This is very important if you want to make good quality tassels. My method involves actually rolling the yarn 20 times over 2 fingers, as you can see here. I didn't want the tassels to be very long, like using for 3 fingers, so I decided this is the best method for me. You might want fluffier tassels, in which case you might want to roll the yarn 25 times or 30 times, but I chose to stick to 20 times. After that, I have to secure the yarn at the top. So I roll the yarn 3 times around the top. And when this was done, of course, I had to roll it again in order to make a proper tassel around the neck of the tassels, and they will be rolled 5 times, as you're going to see pretty soon. Then I have to secure it, so I made 2 types of knots, normal knot and a serging knot, which means you have to pass the yarn twice around the yarn. It's very simple. As you can see, this is my method. As I said, you might have a different method. And I really like making these tassels because I made in the past, if you saw my other projects where I made them even for shoes, for a pair of little shoes, I had them for quite some time, and they were in very good quality because they were of leather, and rather than throw them away, I decided to make tassels and also to add all kind of haberdashery. So this is not my first time. I also make lots of tassels for different projects in the past where I modified different necklaces rather than throw them away, and I made them look so much more complicated and look so much more designer. This is the difference actually between designer as opposed to cheaper items. Why? Because they are made in the same factories in Taiwan, India and so on. But The difference between designer items and the cheaper ones is the use of expensive haberdashery, crystals, tassels and so on. Why? Because the machinists will be spending more time in creating the tassels, on putting the crystals on the laces. So basically there will be less threads because they care about every single thing that will be applied on that designer item. The designers are going to charge you 20 to 50 times, 100 times more than a normal item like these boohoo boiler shorts. So this is the difference between designer and cheaper stuff you buy, say at Primark, H&M or any other stores on the high street we find in the UK. It is very, very simple, and after doing all this, the next step for me was to add some beads. And I decided to use 4 types of beads after making all the 7 tassels you see made here. These beads were added in order to justify the color scheme for this item. And my method again is using very strong thread, as you can see here, and slowly adding the 4 types of beads. There is the same color scheme, and only the last bead is going to be different for all the tassels. I didn't want something very funny, very strong, very sparkly. I just wanted something to give that boohoo chic, pardon the pun, on the beach if I am to be in a seaside resort and so on. And I'm really, really happy how it turned out. Later on, you'll see how this item looks just spread on the table and how it's going to look on me. And I'm really, really happy with it. It is so beautiful. So always this kind of detailed work makes even the cheapest of items more interesting, and I get lots of compliments, especially from men when I'm in the park, for different items I made myself, because they are unique, they are different, and everyone asks me, oh, you have paid hundreds of pounds for this item. No, I make them myself, starting from simple basic items. Nowadays I can't cut the way I used to cut some time ago because my back hurts a lot, so I have to buy items as you saw by now, and then I beautify them myself, giving them that designer look. And you see once again how I did these tassels very, very fast. In the end are going to be 7 tassels, all applied as a V-neck to this boiler suit. As ever, I hope this inspired you too in creating and beautifying your own items, giving them that designer look. Thank you for watching and have a very nice day. Bye!